So I was born and raised and lived in the Imperial Valley, California, where I was constantly exposed to vegetable and fruit production. At the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I am a graduate student working on two different programs. One program is a relatively new program. It's a professional doctoral degree called the Doctor of Plant Health degree. And this is not a traditional PhD. It is an interdisciplinary degree in which we take a diverse coursework load of different disciplines. What I love the most about soil is how important it is as a resource to producing food. I think that many people might not consider it such an important resource because it seems so readily available. But the diverse soils that exist and the things that happen and occur in the soil to allow us to produce food, well, that's very fascinating to me. My project involves looking at soil quality in three different agro-ecosystems. So one ecosystem that we're looking at is a conventional production system in which we remove corn stover with the purpose of developing cellulosic biofuel. But there could be ramifications of removing that biomass in terms of soil quality. The other agro-ecosystem that we're looking at is one which we're studying crop rotations and variable rates of nitrogen fertilization to see how that impacts soil quality, and specifically what I study, soil microbes. And lastly, we're looking at an organic system, an organic corn, soybean, wheat rotation, and we're trying to use cover crops to suppress weeds, but we're also trying to characterize the impact of an organic system on soil quality. So specifically, we're trying to characterize how these systems are impacting soil quality in Nebraska to be able to give that data back to Nebraskan farmers. I study soil quality and specifically soil biology. And it's important to study soil biology and soil quality because different management systems could impact the production of a soil to produce food. And so we want to make sure that the things that we're doing to that soil doesn't reduce our capacity to make food, or in other words, reduce the quality of that soil. So I'm looking at three systems impact soil quality. The people watching this video could potentially also grow food on the same soil that we've grown food for them now. One of the cool instruments that we have in the lab that I get a lot of help with actually is a gas chromatography mass spectrometer. And what this instrument allows us to do is to characterize the chemical composition of the fatty acids that we extract. And so by looking at the composition of those fatty acids, we can narrow our fatty acid biomass down to specific microbe groups. And so that instrument allows us to not only determine how much of the microbes are in the soil, but also to some level, what kind. And what I would suggest to a middle school student is to seek those opportunities, to surround themselves with people who are as passionate about the sciences as they are, and to foster that level of. I believe that when somebody asks a question like, why are the stars shining, or why is the sky blue? That's a scientific question, and there are a set of steps to answer those questions. The most rewarding thing has to be communicating what you found.